I didn't like my family, my mother, a guy that was living there that I had to call Dad to tell me what to do, and he wasn't my dad. And, it was just a thing with me, a mental thing, I would say, that I didn't like authority, so I left.
And then I came to Washington and got into national journalism with United Press International, the worldwide wire service, and this was in the mid-'60s, and they at AP were the best-known services in the world.
I didn't exactly go to high school because I was put in a mental institution when I was 6 years old. They said I was mentally retarded. Go figure that out. That's the system.
I couldn't think through anything. I was used to problem solving like that. I couldn't think through, my mind was just in a daze. I felt as if I were a dumb animal.
Oh, I didn't know how to act, for one thing, without alcohol and drugs, and it contributed to some manic episodes, which were quite frightening.
When I was younger, like 9 or 10, it really didn't bother me then. I didn't know anything, about suicide. I didn't really know about the, depression. It's just that I was sad all the time.
If a staff walk up to me and just be talking to me, or they raise their hand, I'll just jump. Because, we just get smacked for no reason, man,
I left home. I graduated from Cardozo homeless. I was living in a homeless, abandoned house. In '68, I graduated from Cardozo High School on 13th and Clifton Street, and I was living in an abandoned house on the 1100 block of Euclid Street. I graduated from school, homeless.
I got into a deep depression, and it wasn't too pleasant.
I was cold all day long, and I could not reach down and pick a sheet up at the bottom of my ankle and pull that sheet up over me for 8 hours.
I stopped crying at a certain age, too. 6 years old. I don't care. You could beat me to death. I wouldn't shed a tear.
I seem to operate in extremes. I either get real depressed and think that nothing's going right, or else I go into the manic episodes, and that's my diagnosis, which is manic depressive.
I didn't really want to talk about it because, I thought that when you go see a psychiatrist that you were, actually crazy. Nobody really wanted to be, around you and stuff.
Some of the people viewed, my attempt at jumping out the window was a suicide attempt, but it was, for me, in reality, it was an attempt just to fly. I just thought I could fly and seek refuge somewhere else. It's a funny thing that the tricks of the mind can play on you.
Then there was a period when I was virtually without funds, and I was on the street for a while.
And I just walked the streets. I walked the streets lost. I didn't know where I was going. I knew who I was. I was having all kinds of paranoid thoughts as to what the police were going to do, but I wasn't afraid of those people that I was walking past, walking down 7th and T, up and down Washington, D.C., from one end to the other for days.
Being homeless is labor-intensive, and it's exhausting.
But it was survival. You always think about it was survival. I couldn't go back to jail no more because I couldn't, And I always went to jail when it was cold anyway. I always found somewhere to go to jail when it was cold. And that was it with my life, surviving.
Well, I ate in restaurants, and I slept wherever there was available comfort, which would be maybe a ventilation grate in a park next to a government office building where it was warm.
I was into shelters and stuff. Then I got into selling drugs. And I did about 5 years downloading.
So the time that you get to sleep is relatively short. Late evening till quite early in the morning. You're tired.
Done my probation and stuff. I started doing the same thing over again, selling drugs. But this time, I became my best customer.
Fleming, we need for you to talk to a psychiatrist. And the common word for anybody talking to a psychiatrist, if you need to talk to a psychiatrist, what would they would think? That you're crazy, the word, and I hate the word today, crazy. You know, I say, man, nothing wrong with me, I'm not crazy. But, you know, looking back, I noticed that I couldn't ride on a crowded bus, and that was a mental illness. That was a mental illness. And I couldn't, you know, walk across bridges. I hate it.
You know how some people say they hit rock bottom? I hit it and didn't even realize it. I mean, I hit it. I mean, I was out there. I would stand on the corner and the police cars would just ride by and I'd have a stem in my mouth. I don't even care. At that time, I didn't even, you know, it seemed like to me it was no way out.
I have been in every hospital in Washington except Columbia Hospital. And Columbia Hospital is for females. I have been in every hospital in Washington, D.C. for drugs and alcohol. Even my leg broke, my throat cut, my throat was cut. My right here was broke, shoulder bone was broke, thrown down steps, every hospital. And so I said, well, it's time for me to give up.
And so I came to Woodley House because it's the only place I had to go.
I was interviewed there, and they determined that I was highly anxious, which I was, not knowing from moment to moment what would take place and how I could change things. And they secured a bed for me down the street here at another residential facility, Crossing Place, which is has about, I believe, 9 beds, and it's a crisis center for immediate relief, and that's exactly what I needed.
So my counselor told me, say, Fleming, we going over Woodley House from Columbia Road. To get from Woodley House to Columbia Road, you had to walk across a bridge, the Calvert Street Bridge. And I told her, I said, I'm not going across that bridge. I said, I'm not. She said, Fleming, hold on to my arm and we going to Woodley House. I didn't know Woodley House, where was Woodley House. But I got on the bridge and walked with my counselor and we came over here. They interviewed me. And here I am.
They thought I was a quiet person. They thought that I came in, I said, hello, how are you? I went upstairs, I lay down until dinner. All kinds of racing thoughts were going through my mind. Nobody knew.
I met with the counselors here. I met with the staff. They gave me a counselor. They gave me a room all by myself. I was amazed. I mean, I had a bed. She even gave me a key, man. I mean, a door key to go in and out.
They sat me down and told me that, you can always come and talk to me. They helped me, learn how to deal with my kids and stuff when I get angry now. How to, instead of, yelling at them, sit down and talk to them. And they had, helped me somewhat, put my life back together.
See, everybody always sits around tables and say, we can do this, we can do that, we can do this, we can do that. But the solution is asking a person, what can we do to help you? And they'll tell you.
He taught me to stand up on my feet again. You know what I'm saying? In other words, to get into this program and stuff, which is one of the best damn programs I've ever been in my life. I'm saying that from the heart. I'm not saying that because somebody told me to say it. And everything that he told me so far and stuff has been just right.
it's like giving me that extra push that I really do need, such as, keeping, trying to keep myself, busy and not really, think about the depression and stuff. Because there are times when I get, depressed and stuff. And I just, find a way of, even if it's just calling, talking to the staff, it helps a lot with, my depression.
And I said, they want me to run this thrift shop. But, I was kind of nervous. I went down there and I ran the thrift shop and I closed it up. I mean, I did everything. I even was folding things. I was crossing T's and dotting I's and having everybody, saying yes, sir, to everybody, yes, ma'am, may I help you, and having my employees that day do, things. And everybody was respecting me, and people was coming there and say Fleming, ask me my name and everything. So this went on. After the lady would take off a few days. It made me feel real good.
And this is a sanctuary. And places like this are sanctuaries for many people just like me, perhaps who have not been as fortunate to be as educated or experienced as I am, but they are just as deserving of shelter.
I'm just lucky. I'm just one of the lucky ones, that's all. That's why I look at it. Because everybody got that will to do it. Everybody has the will to do what I do. Yes, they do. They just trapped, because I've been there. You see what I'm saying? I've been there. And I know what it's like to be trapped, to be in that void, I mean, you want to reach out and ask for help, but you know what I'm saying? You're just stuck. I mean, just stuck. You ever been stuck? Have any of y'all ever been stuck? Just plain old stuck, man. I'm stuck, man. I'll be like this. Some days when I was out there, I said, maybe tomorrow I'll just try to get help. But right now, that's the way it is. I'm just lucky, that's all. Being in the right place at the right time, talking to the right people, and never trying to give up. That's all.